students that are being charged with disciplinary action for standing in solidarity with workers here at the campus. So we think it's unfair that students are being targeted for standing in solidarity with other workers. We don't think that's fair. The Catholic Church teaches people to support workers, to support the students in struggle. So that's pretty much why we're out here. We want to support the students that are, in solidarity with the workers, here at Loyola.
At this point, students have been doing their best to do more activism on campus, and with the current demonstration policy that the university has been imposing, it's been very restrictive. Thankfully, at this point, it's under review. However, charging students for standing up for workers' rights is quite ridiculous, to be honest.
The peaceful demonstration that took here in November was anything but disruption or harassment, and they chose to target these 4 students for fighting for workers. So they're clearly trying to silence us, and we won't take that.
Well, I'm a junior here at Loyola, and I strongly believe that students should be able to use their voices when needed. We can step off of campus and use them whenever we like. However, when we step on, we need to ask.
We were here this morning with a group of 4 Loyola students to stand in solidarity with them because they have come forward, along with many other students here at Loyola, to stand with the Aramark workers as they seek their rights as workers in the cafeteria here. So we stand with them this morning in solidarity with many clergy who are here this morning, a few professors who are here this morning, and many students to stand in solidarity with them. So to give you a perspective on what happened, I want to introduce Melinda Bunnage here, who will share with us.
Hi, my name's Melinda Bunnage. On November 12th, we found out that the dining workers were only going to be given a 25-cent raise, and very little more would be put on affordable health care, which is like a slap in the face. So we organized a demonstration with these workers. Students, faculty, and workers came together and told Aramark and Loyola that we need better working conditions at a social justice university. It's essential, it's in our mission. It's like social justice 101. So we organized a demonstration and we led a delegation into the dining hall to go tell the Aramark executive that we really think that these workers need to be treated better.
So I was actually at the rally on November 20th. It was held in the quad back here between the 2 buildings, and there were well over 150 students here. And it was passionate. It was it was energizing. It was great to see so many students stepping up and standing for social justice.
We found out following the rally in a really public way that we were going to face harassment and disruption charges. I never thought that when I came to Loyola, I would be charged with these kinds of charges that are fallacious and that have undermined our character, and all for following what Loyola taught me. And because of these charges, we are facing possible probation or suspension, which would cause a serious, which would lead to a serious shortage of students who are willing to stand in solidarity with workers and put their own academic reputation on the line.
It was on this campus, right here, Lakeshore campus, where the spark was ignited inside of me by my Jesuit education to pursue social and economic justice for low-paid working people. And that's exactly what I've done every single day of my adult working life since the day I graduated from here in 1998. And that's why I was so dismayed and so disappointed to read the DNA Info article last week and to learn that students who were standing courageously in solidarity with workers would face probationary discipline with threats of suspension. It did not sound like the Loyola University that I know and love, so I immediately took action. I got on social media, I shared the DNA Info article, I immediately heard from fellow alums from literally New York City to Seattle, Washington, who also communicated their dismay and disappointment. They passed along the petition in support of the students who had the courage to stand in solidarity. I called President Pellicero's office and said, this does not sound like the Loyola University that I know and love. And it's because I love Loyola University that I make a financial contribution every single year to this college, because I was a scholarship student and I had an opportunity to benefit from Jesuit education, and I want to make an investment for years to come so that future students can have the same opportunities I did. And if the administration continues with these probationary and threats of discipline and suspension, I will prayerfully reconsider ever making a financial contribution again to Loyola University. So I'm honored today to stand in solidarity with these students and with the dining hall workers.
I am a Loyola alum from the class of 1980, and I'm very proud to stand here with these students and supporters today. My Jesuit education here was foundational for my life and my ministry, and if there's anything I took away from Loyola, it's that faith is not a lofty theory, but a lifestyle, and that we are called as people of faith to stand with those who are being oppressed. Today, unfortunately, it's not just the Aramark workers that are being oppressed, but the very students who are standing with them here. I believe this administration, as an outcropping of the Jesuit mission, should be lifting these students up and applauding their actions and their witness, and not persecuting them or prosecuting them. Thank you.
And this has special meaning for me because Lillian Osborne, one of the students here, was an intern with us in the summer of 2013. And as Arise Chicago, this is what we teach students to do. We teach students that we need to bring a fuller measure of God's justice to the workplace, that we need to make sure that we have a more equitable society. And so we're very proud to stand with her today. And I'm holding here a religious leader statement that has been signed by 50 religious leaders in the Chicagoland area to the administration of Loyola, calling on the administration to drop all charges against these students. And we believe fully that this is part of Catholic social teaching, that if the dignity of work is to be protected, then the basic rights of these students must be respected. And so we're very proud to stand here today with these 50 signatories of religious leaders in the Chicagoland area supporting these students.
3.5 years I chose to come to Loyola. I had no idea what a Jesuit was or what Jesuit ideology was as well. But I quickly learned, this university taught me through their mission that stated that their mission is service of humanity through learning, justice, and faith. I think it's no surprise that we have faith leaders here today. This institution is a Jesuit institution, but commonly we find that there's a contradiction going on. That we see that faculty workers are trying to unionize. We see that students are standing in solidarity with workers, but that mission doesn't apply when that happens. I find that to be a huge contradiction, and not only is that a contradiction, but I fear that will intimidate students in the future from recognizing what our workers go through. I know as a student, a political science student, a sociology minor, that low wages do not give families the opportunity to support themselves. No access to health care leads to lower quality of life, and that's a common thing that happens among Chicago food service workers. We see that commonly, that individuals, food service workers with health care issues, they have a lower life expectancy because their multi-million-dollar corporations that they work for do not provide them health care. Not only do I fear that this will intimidate future students from recognizing that plight and that inequality, but I fear that it will prevent students from engaging in a key tenet of Jesuit ideology, building community. Here at Loyola, we talk about building community in terms of students, but why don't we talk about building community in terms of worker-student relations? Thank you.
I came to Loyola because I was inspired by the Jesuit mission to serve humankind, and I've always wanted to be there for people. And one of the ways to be there for people is to expose the truth and to keep updated with what's going on. So in very brief, a lot was said, and I absolutely agree with my peers on what they've said, but to speak out to the rest of the world, we'll keep you updated on our Facebook page. You can find us at Students for Worker Justice. You just type that into the search and we'll be there. There'll be posts about what's going on today and future actions.
Workers deserve dignified working conditions and respect. And bye, fellas.